Hello, and welcome to my fourth match of Season 54 against phika. Whoa. Oops. I don't know that I've ever played before, but maybe. This is an interesting board. Well, it's a board. Guess you can monkey them some card. Well, I guess there's not a whole lot of like gain in play. I was gonna say you can urchin them and then monkey them, or monkey them and then urchin them, but it's not like you're playing workshops or whatever. Which isn't to say that there's none of that here, but it's not necessarily a huge deal. The 5-2 is a little weird though, like what to get. Maybe we just go monastery. I don't think I like count too much. I guess it's like either count monastery or count or monastery trading post. I mean, the monastery is probably good. Both can be a little bit mucked up by urchins, so that's not so appealing. I don't like the wild hunt buy. That seems clearly incorrect to me, but what do I know? I mean, I surely believe in a trasher more than I believe in the wild hunt opening, but let's think. I mean, the trading post is nice as an angle for black grand market potentially, though the count isn't like horrible for that either. They both potentially have some monastery synergy. So your first count collision, you would likely just be top decking the monastery. You want to go with the trading post? This is nice. I mean, this is better than nice, right? This is basically the best thing I could get. Well, it's not hugely different from just having the monastery in another hand, but whatever. Then the question is like urchin or I guess I could have had an estate, would have been a little better. I don't particularly want mercenary here. I don't think I'll need it, but yeah, this is a question of the team. I guess the T-Mog's nice. I'm going to have trading post potentially as a target later on. I still hate the wild hunt. I don't understand it. I'd probably go to my grave not really liking the wild hunt, but we won't call the T-Mog yet. We didn't draw. We don't have the silver, so we may draw it. We don't draw it. That's nice. We can do this. We're up to. I mean, at this point, I would be fairly willing to call T-Mog on the trading post. We could just buy the other silver. What are we at? We've trashed a copper in all the estates. And another copper trash. We still have quite a few coppers. So maybe we're not quite ready to T-Mog out yet. Does monkey make sense yet? Not sure. Maybe if we had mercenary, we can certainly T-Mog for T-Mog or Herald. I don't think that would be crazy. They're getting the monkey down, which I think is fine. Okay, we didn't have great draw there. It does mitigate, I guess, the T-Mog aspect. I still like the trashing and getting the Herald. I may buy a silver, though. Well, I still have 2 silvers. I am drawing them, of course, good amount of cards here, but if the Herald had hit, I could have played this trading post in the order. I could have played the trading post and then the urchin, but the Herald didn't hit, so. Do I want a mercenary? That's a question. I can get a mercenary, then I can pretty solidly T-Mog the trading post, which I probably already can, but. Maybe they'll buy a duchy. I love it. I'm thrilled. I think the gold is pretty bad. I mean, it's like, it doesn't get you to GM. Oh. I think I will get the mercenary. We may hit see if we can get to the trading post. No, we don't get the trading post. That's okay. We'll take it here. This has got to be just another Herald, right? We could put a merc on top. We got a couple coppers, right? Well, we could trash the... We might as well lose the monastery. What does it matter? Okay. I just buy the GM? There is something to be said for not. I mean, if there's something nice to buy with 9, I don't hate doing it. They just have the 1 monkey, so next turn you know they don't have monkeys. So let's just buy the 1 card. Yeah, okay. I honestly think the opening was just really bad for phika, though. I certainly had good draws. But I mean, you gotta buy a trasher there. Alright. Got a fool, and I guess it's pretty money-ish, right? There's not... No, I mean, there's some really long-term things I guess can eventually become plus action, but it's a long ways away. And populate's not crazy, even though you only get 6 cards, or 5. No, you get 6. So it's a little weird. I wonder if you open Sewer's Exorcist with the lucky coin giving you the... It's not crazy. I say money-ish, it's not like you do no action stuff here. You can't really build like a deck drawing engine that consistently. I mean, you just don't even have hardly... Maybe you could get there, but you don't even hardly have payload for it. On 5, I'm not really sure if we take a Cauldron or a Tragic Hero. I don't know that we'll ever activate Cauldron. I guess you can populate. Giving the curse is kind of fun. I don't know how good it is, but it is a little bit fun. I'm going to be in a similar spot to... I'm gonna just want to play the Exorcist and trash the thing. Well, might as well put a state. Might hit it, send it next to the... I'm not super clear on whether the... I mean, like, when I had 5, Cauldron seemed fine, though not, like, super exciting. Tragic Cure also seems fine. We don't hit the... Well, there is another estate down here with Exorcist. Exorcist is going to miss the shuffle. That's alright. Hitting 10 is not that easy, and it's not really clear what the... what the advantage is. I don't really like losing the lucky coin. I don't really think you have any reason to expect that silver will not be pretty okay here. If you can hit double call, if you can get like some super draw where you hit Tragic Hero into drawing 2 Cauldrons and then you populate, that's kind of funny. Get a nice imp to wisp thing. If they take gold or Cauldron. Maybe I'm wrong and they're going to build a deck drawing engine. They're in a little bit of a better setup to do that right now. Is a little more trashed, I should say. I mean, the spirit thing is not terrible. They take gold, though, which really indicates not going for that. Because you would probably take a Cauldron if you expected to ever kind of do draw build stuff. This was good. Do I take a Fool? What if I hit it here? I want the silver too, don't I? Yeah. The order doesn't matter, does it? That's so funny. Man, if I hit the prince like with something, that's gonna be nutty. I mean, we don't have any idea where that prince is. I was gonna say we can, like, see, this is the thing. We could have left, either the clerk or the wisp, but there's like no reason to think, oh yeah, the prince is my 10th card or whatever it is. Like, if I had seen it, but anyway, we don't get there. I wonder if I should take, and so the prince is actually does not even have any targets, right? There's just nothing. Oh, there's the fool, which is kind of funny, but maybe I'll get clerked and I can stick the prince. Well, that wouldn't help. Maybe I can just forge the prince. That would be fine. I still have the 2 tragic heroes. They didn't play the fool ever, so they didn't actually get lost in the woods. I don't really see a good reason to like delay greening here. So I'll probably just forge the prince. It's a little sad. I mean, if you're really confident you're going to get fields, I guess you could do this, but I'm willing to keep the fool too. I don't think I'll trash anything here with sewers. Because I think I'd rather just buy silver than trash copper. Maybe they'll play whatchamacallit, clerk, and I'll get to make my wish correct. That's a nice princing. Guess we're gonna find out if this works. We could populate again, but I think I'm good on that, frankly. This is a province if we want to. I don't feel like the populate is that super good for phika here. I feel like you do it at this point, but there aren't a ton of points here, so it's not. You just don't have plus actions for this stuff, not really. I'm so used to the forge auto gaining the aids. I mean, if you draw the tragic hero, I guess you probably make it out okay. Probably. They probably can double here. You gotta start scoring now, though. I feel like. I don't feel like you can just populate again. I don't really like the cauldron that much. There's some world where we still hit a province off this, though of course it's not especially likely. And those cards would have been somewhat helpful for that. Though there's still like wind and field would be pretty nice. But certainly Forest C would be kind of the kind of angle I would be hoping for. Oh, they played the fool before that, so it was still that's pretty funny. It's not totally out of the question for them to triple here, I guess. Though pretty unlikely. Surely you take golds, like golds have to be better because they give you some farmland angles. Honestly, phika doubles here, they'd probably just win. This is a little points play, but not a huge points play. Well, okay, that's pretty big points play. Though they could have just doubled. I guess double's pretty bad. Single seems okay though. I feel like you lower to 2 at least so that if you can double on your next turn. How did I remember after I'm incredible? Well, this is okay. I wonder if Forge is better. I mean, we know there's some tragic heroes down in here, so probably it's just the gold. Oh, you can't. Oops. You can't gain farmland with it. I always forgot. I always forget. There's another tragic hero down here. I guess I can just top deck tragic hero by province. Though it's, I believe, another tragic hero down there. So in that sense, it might be better to just play the top deck treasure and play the tragic hero and maybe get more points out of it. I wish I knew all 5 of the cards, but I sure don't. There's a, you might get to province, you might get to farmland plus province, which could be nice. You get nice boons all around. Well, for what's up? Oh, I'm gonna draw a card. Oh, no, I already have the card in hand. They play another clerk. I have to put another card on top. How do they know? Incredible. Okay, then I have a double. They didn't find Forge. The Forge is probably down in here. I guess you could populate and give me 4 curses. That's not terrible. Populate Duchy, 9 points, pretty good. I mean, I may never draw them, but if I had a better sense of how much like treasure was in the bottom here, I could have maybe gone for the other stuff. I mean, what's going to happen is they're going to be able to, I'm going to buy province and then they're just going to double on their turn. They're going to have Forge and double. Should be trivial. I guess there's some world where they don't have the right combination of costs. They have a lot of the cauldrons here, but I expect it's pretty clean. Go populate Duchy seems fine. I didn't think they'd get the draw going, which there was like, obviously the turns could be a little worse than these turns for them. Yeah, even the tragic hero buy is probably okay. Instead of Duchy, you don't necessarily need the points. You're just trying to double on your next turn, which should be super trivial. They didn't even play the Forge though, or they didn't have any action. Now they're playing Forge. They go Province, we know they just have it in hand. Yeah. So they just have it. Not by a huge amount, but they did get there, which is what I figured would happen. But I don't have any, I mean, I don't have any other option at that point. Okay. This board will be a little strange. You have to get... There's not a lot to do here. Somehow you want to have... cash money, I guess. I mean, you can just open stockpiles into courtyard golds. Like, you probably want to do a little bit of trashing, but it's not like the trashing is super, super compelling. I'm gonna open silo scrap, I guess. Well, okay. Not a lot you can do about that. I don't even know if I'd play it here. I think I'll wait. I'll just play the scrap. Or silos is what I mean. I don't really want to draw estate or courtyard. So anyway, that was unfortunate. But what can you do? You see 9 of 11 cards. I'll probably go coin horse and buy stockpile. I don't like the I was gonna say horse. I don't like the forager. It seems pretty bad to me. But the scrap differences may be enough here. Market seems fine. Last card's a horse. I guess we'd draw through. We'll silo everything. They're cleaner. I'm just dying on this not finding scrap stuff right now. I am living on the having more stockpile stuff at the moment. Has there been an absolute... Just want to move through the shuffle a little. Just bottom deck everything. Silver, scrap silver is... I don't know. Are they gonna like try to build like a... Like you have to buy so many markets. Maybe it could win here. I mean, it's not like I have a good deck. This is a lot of resources to put into that. But I mean, I think these are reasonable buys. What do we have here? So this is 9.13. So it's either 12 or 10. Could buy all the stockpiles, which would be sort of funny. And that's good enough for me. Sort of funny is plenty enough for me to do it. Now I have to use these stockpiles to either if we think the stockpiles alone are enough to get the scrap silver stuff is so wheel spinny. You play like one stockpile and buy a gold here as phika, or two and buy market. I mean, you had 11, you could go like gold market and lose both of them. That wouldn't be so bad. The silver stuff is very. You can just play one and buy a gold, or you can play both and go gold silver. I don't think that's crazy. They're really clean. They just don't necessarily have a good deck for holding green yet, right? They don't actually have much money, which can make it all a bit awkward. Potentially. Like for me, I could take silver horse and just buy a province. I mean, if I think I can get there off 8 stockpile plays, I can get to 4 provinces or something, you know? And that's feels doable. Because we still will have like the coppers and silver for hitting. They trash the gold. That's just like going nowhere, right? This is like wheel spinning scrap. You need like gain or like a gainer to make the scrap fueling not. So you're just using your buys. I mean, you power up the forger, but like who cares? IMO. Maybe I'm wrong. I think we only play. I'm trying to think how much to silo here, because ideally we only. It's like you play this stock. I mean, you added a market basically that turn, which you could have done. Ideally, we only play. Two coppers, right? Or play. It's not like we need to trigger either. Maybe I should have done a third one. I didn't know exactly what was left in deck. I don't know that the courtyards can, or the stockpiles can make it on their own. But we'll find out. Getting pinged by a league bot when I've played my matches. It's hard out here. Province Forger, hate the second Forger. It's still only $1.50 per card. What do we got here? This is a really awful draw though, but whatever. Maybe I shouldn't have played the Courtyard at all. I can believe that actually. That I can believe. This was a terrible, terrible draw though. Well, terrible in some ways, not terrible in other ways. Terrible is certainly putting too strong of a... It would have been nice not to draw. I maybe shouldn't have drawn, but that, you know, whatever. It's life. And their deck doesn't, you know, trash silver. You're playing a Forger to trash a silver again 3 doesn't even make sense. Really. It's a bad greening deck. My deck is not good at greening either, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll do anything. Do Stockpile? It's like, what do we have? This is like a bunch of crud. So why play the horse? You can't get to 8. I may still lose. As we play this, guess we go for getting as much as we can here. We can really push the angle, which may or may not be true, that I'm better off. What's the odds they get $10? I mean, even 8 would be kind of bad. What did they play on there? I would not trash any cards. So they have 1 gold. They can forge another Forger if they draw it. But otherwise, don't have a super, super good thing going. I don't even know if scrap is very good to stick on top or if it should just be a copper. I could go Duchy Guardian, I guess. If we were going Province Guardian, I would feel a little better. Do we think they miss Duchy? Your deck is really bad at greening, right? My deck is really bad at greening. Like, what am I... I know I have a Stockpile in here. And a scrap. But... we just force them to cannibalize more? Because they do have this stuff. See, this is why it's scary. But my deck is, yeah, like my deck's terrible at greening. The only good thing here is that they've played all this stuff and they are leaving 3 cards or whatever. And so if we like see the gold or anything, like them getting province next turn is quite unlikely. Though again, not impossible. They can buy a bunch of guardians, I guess. That is one nice thing about having the markets, is they could just slam guardians and they're not terrible because you get, well, they're losing a forager. They're not terrible because then you get the because they're fuel in the long game. My deck is weird. There's probably a spot where I should take a gold. Even just 1 gold may have been enough. The scrap, me top decking the scrap is like, the scrap's not any good. I can do a province, but why? When will that help me? They have Duchy Oasis. That's interesting. See, this is like all the money. But they did add a horse. I would have gone Duchy Guardian for sure. There, though the Oasis is fine. These are so funny. Like my deck is so bad. They do roll right into the peddlers off the reshuffle, which is sad, but I guess they only have 4 green cards, so it's not that weird. 4 green cards and a gold and a scrap. I mean, it's still pretty fortunate to get this much of the cantrip stuff, frankly. Without playing a horse anyway. I can't actually province twice. I can't really expect a province and then do anything. And I don't really know if I have a path to winning here. It seems pretty far-fetched. Unless they have like a full dud turn. I didn't quite pivot through the stockpile stuff. Well, I think if I had gone for it on that 1 turn, I would have lost. I think they would get to $10. I mean, they had one. It would have been real close to $10, if not all the way there. Scrapping a horse. Money, silver horse. That's nice. I should do that if I have anything. Oh, I don't. Turns out I don't have any cards. Here's what I'll do. The coin doesn't really help me much to speak of. Well, unless I want to buy another silver rather than another guardian. That's it for the stockpiles. So long, stockpiles. So now I just have to like take a province and then hope I can take another province. Hope I get both of them. That's never, ever, ever happening. They can certainly draw the hands where they like split the cash up and hit like 7 twice. That's not impossible, but it's not super likely. And it's super unlikely that I ever will be able to buy 2 provinces. Though also not technically impossible, but just because of the guardians and the courtyards. But it was stupid. I don't really like how they played it, but I didn't. Well, okay. I don't love how I should have got money somewhere on there. But well, at the start I had the bad draws. They buy Guardian Duchy, which seems quite good. Guess I just buy Duchy. That is the scrap misses were hard, but I think the trashing down is not rewarded that well here, so that I think I probably could have gone there with the gold buy. I don't know where I take it though. They weren't that far behind me on the greening. You know? Do you know? So it's super possible that I was just gonna be too slow anyway. Trying to think if there's a really good gold hand. Like the first province could be gold silver. The question is whether one of them was like right in front of a shuffle. This was post shuffle. Province, province, province. And then I don't province. Well, I just didn't have the hand for it. Two coppers with his horse. What was left in deck? I don't know. There's a world where I just get a province right then, and then I'm fine, because then they're still... Well, I might still lose, but like... It's not terrible, terrible, terrible. Just sort of average terrible. If I can get to the 4th province, then there's like... The world looks a little rosier. But... Because at that point I still had the 2... Yeah, I mean, there's even worlds where you hit it without spending one of the stockpiles. I mean, I still maybe lose on duchies, but... Oh well. I don't know what they're... I mean, it's fine, they're just thinking. Do 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 do. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. I don't like the forager still. I really don't like the second forager. Ugh. The oases are so weird to me over guardians, but What do I know? There's not a province handoff to this. We could, because you didn't score anything there, so it's like, I don't know why you wouldn't at least score. Obviously, phika wins if I never touch like if we go into duchies and then estates, phika will certainly win because they have markets and other things that give plus by. Oh yeah, I trashed a stockpile, didn't I? I didn't even think about the forager for that. That was not the play. Let's be clear. That was super duper not the play. Well, we again are going to have to buy both the provinces without them buying any. It was like always going to be the win condition. And that will not happen, but I really don't. I really didn't think about the scrapping of the stockpile at all. Just straight up didn't consider it from that aspect. I mean, that's probably not super impactful. I guess it gets them another guardian there. I don't know that it changed the outcome of the game, though. I'd hit province now, and then phika has to not hit province ever, or buy like the guardians out. I mean, that's not. phika shouldn't buy the duchy. I don't think. Well, there you go. They didn't need the forager thing. Didn't matter. I'm not really sure what the thinkle was over there, but all right. Let's see. I guess 5-2 is okay. I mean, obviously, Old Witch is great. It's another silos board. There is decent enough trashing, but fairly weak gaining. Just develop, which not that develop's bad, but it, you know, it's rigid. But I guess I'll open Old Witch. Kind of think I would rather have the 3-4. You can open develop. You can do a similar thing. You can do develop silos, or you can do whatever mill something. We can watch them discard 4 and find the develop. Couldn't be me. I think they probably win off that. It feels silly saying it that way, but the I put the wrong winner on the last game. I'm delusional. I am delusional. All right. It's just a very limited board in some ways. Great. Goodbye, a hunting lodge, I guess. I just think they're going to get clean and have nice stuff going, that's all. And I don't know how to make it, how to catch up to it. I guess I really ought to buy Ghost Town here. Don't really want to, but the Ghost Town sea chart stuff's always pretty fun. I probably have to buy silos if I can afford it even. Well, I guess I'm guaranteed to be able to afford it. Do you not draw the... I thought it would go into your hand. Oh, they're both the same. It's sort of weird. I know there's a reason why one wins, but I'm not knowledgeable enough of the rules to really get it, I guess. I have to do well, I don't have to do a silos. I could do a ghost town and just hope. I mean, one is like you're guaranteed to probably play one of the terminals, but you may just... That's really weird that you don't silo anything. I guess there is nothing good. Do I want a silver yet? I don't really need a silver. When did they buy an old witch? That's the card I get to have. I'm gonna be so mad when this next old witch plays trashes for them. What do we need? We need royal carriages. I don't know how to up the gain super well here. You can have a horde, I guess. But maybe you just develop things. It's always a little slowish, but if it's all you've got, man, you gotta do it. Have some mills, buy some provinces eventually. Ooh. Okay. I don't think I want silver. The silos would certainly be nice. I just don't know when to do it. You know? You feel me? hate this game. This is just for those keeping track at home. This is develop hunting or develop royal carriage, old witch, copper, I guess. Very, very cool. Now I probably take a couple curses. A couple more curses. They drew the royal carriage at least. I mean, they must have, otherwise they would have certainly played it. I'm thrilled with this. This is so cool. I think you buy another royal carriage if you're phika. Phika. I don't know how you're supposed to say the name. It's a mystery to me. You start developing your, like, you develop a silver in a mill, just so slow, but you get a little extra out of it. But okay. Buys a ghost town. Well, I guess that makes sense. If you're worried about actions, it certainly makes some sense. I mean, this is for sure just drawing garbage. I guess we just call by a mill. Hit by the silos. We'll try the mill with 2 ghost towns down. We may 3 pile. I mean, we may do this developy stuff for so long that surely they have some other stuff to play in hand. They're just figuring out order, I guess. It's not an unreasonable thing to do. It's mill horde. I just don't know if you want horde. Also, it's a little weird to lose the hunting lodge, right? That was very strange. Because then when you're going to buy a mill, but that I didn't love. I don't know that it's good enough to help me unless I get a draw here, but I don't love it. Do you even have enough to buy a mill? I didn't even have enough to buy a mill. So the horde there then, this was very weird. It didn't have to look like this at all, right? Odd. Anyway, everybody has 2 curses right now. They have 2 fewer coppers. I don't think I'm trashing coppers. They have a horde, second develop. They aren't really playing every turn, so that's not a huge deal. I have the C charts. Bit extra C chart. Okay, that's cool. That's not surprising. Well, do we go... Really, we don't have anything we can draw that's good. We can only draw we don't have a ghost now. We can draw anything, right? We're out of drawables, so the order here doesn't matter, excepting, I guess, some top deck knowledge, which isn't nothing, I wouldn't say. Probably only need to buy a 5 anyway, so it's not, discarding here isn't really doing much for me. We have a bunch of, it's like royal carriage, develop, copper. So we'll see if we find the develop. It would have helped a fair bit to have found the develop there. But oh well. I'm like so tempted to buy Horde too, just to get the 8. I don't know if we'll have clean decks or not. Could be Hunting Lodge. The reason I didn't like their thing in the middle is because they just sacrificed some more play and draw stuff that I think they could have gotten something out of. But well, for having found the old witch, it didn't turn out that great of a turn. Not getting to the develop was pretty awful. And of course, we're playing without silos, so like these hands are not surprising particularly. Would have been a little helpful to get a cursed trash, but I don't really know what they're saving the royal carriage for. Do they need that? Guess they get another develop play out of it. This is like a C chart royal carriage develop there. That seems pretty good. I guess you province, yeah. Well, I have to figure out. It's just not happening. Unless they just drew silver, horde, gold, province, copper, or not even copper, ghost town, whatever. Cool. Very cool. Very awesome and cool game that I love. It's my favorite game of all time. That's no lie. This is C chart, witch, hunting lodge. I guess there's like a million coppers, but and a curse. Well, pretty cool. I don't think. I just don't. And the curse doesn't get trashed. I just don't think phika's gonna miss. They're gonna clean up. They're not pressured. Like I'm gonna have pressure to somehow make the develops work hard for me. phika doesn't necessarily have that. They can just trash out bad stuff and buy provinces. Which is pretty hugely. Oh, that's not a very good turn. Okay. We can live with that. I really would love to find and develop. Would have been cooler to find a develop and also another mill, I guess, is what we needed. This mill first. That really didn't help me that much. It was pretty bad. I mean, I also didn't hit any ghost towns, did I? That's great. Probably should have bought silos. This has been true probably many, many turns here. Do they still have the province in hand, or are they like actually stopping? This is very odd looking to me. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is hopeless. Guess I should have gotten another buck out of that. I just didn't remember I had royal carriages. It didn't help. Nearby province, hooray. I don't think the phika duds are really in there. Gonna get to top deck of like a royal carriage or a hunting lodge. I feel like Old Witch is not the top deck at this deck composition, but I mean it's not bad, of course, but feels like maybe with, I guess if you have the royal carriage down, it's fine. Yes, I'm sure it's fine. Here's my big plan now. That doesn't help me, by the way. I mean, I'm serious. It actually does not help me. Because it's draw a mill. Come on. Is there another mill even? Well, there has to be. The developed coppers. We need the develops to do something more exciting than that. It is a weird act. Like, why did they not get a honey lodge? So now they have 3 old witches. Can only play one of develop or the last old witch, which probably, I mean, it's not, none of it's losing, of course, but they do it again. It's so, I don't really like it. And I don't really, I mean, there at least you have 2 okay. There at least you have two, what am I trying to say? Okay. Isn't there, the last card is the thingy? The thing I want? Maybe that was not correct order for that. Who knows? It's truly a mystery. We got, just going for province doesn't make sense. But maybe it does. Maybe this is the spot where you would do it if you're going to do it at all. Not that they can really dud. I mean, if I Dutch you here, I go to 19. They go to 31 anyway. What is it? What does it even matter? This is guaranteed to find the other. I mean, you know they're just going to province. But this is the only play. Well, especially the royal carriage. All right. We'll just buy it. They're kind. I can tell. I could tell. I could see it in their eyes. The kindness. Well, this is not a good streak of games. This again is like very limited. We've had very limited boards. What are you even doing? Do you muck around and research stuff? You don't, I mean, the only way you could get, not like a, I don't know, what are you doing? This is just gonna be a whatever, like someone's gonna draw. There aren't even really dual types. Just research. Obviously the play is to build a research engine using falconer, cavalry. You have to gain a research. You have to have like 20 falconers in hand, and then you gain one research. You play all the other falconers, gain a lot of cavalries, and then you somehow trash things to set aside. Obviously, all this stuff is just trivial to do here. You make it's so easy. This is an awful board. What is even the point? I hate this board so much. I'm not even joking. What is it? What? I don't even want to play it. Why am I so whiny today? I gotta. Somebody slap me through the aether. Do we get a treasury or a souk? I kind of want a souk at some point, but you'd really ideally get out 2 trashes with it. I did get a good draw. Good enough draw anyway. Yeah, it's like these cavalries. You can buy them and then I guess trash them in research later, but you can't buy a bunch of them. Or you can just have one and, have the horses, I suppose, but. This is all beyond me. What the plays are. Too confusing for me. The classic research suit combo, it's funny because it actually kind of does do something. Just also sometimes does something bad. If you play Innkeeper Souk, how much money does Souk give you? A lot. Just play one treasury. Innkeeper Souk. I'm just trying to formulate something that looks like even just a little bit like you can do it here and have it work. Feel me? Could trash the estate. I'm not sure it's better. There's one more estate for the research to trash. Which I can top deck now. Which seems fine. Then we're gonna get the souk. Anti-synergy. Maybe we'll get the synergy rather than the anti-synergy. How many cards do you lose from your hand if you play an Innkeeper? Has a 3/3. It has a warehouse, so that's 1, and then a 2-card loss on the other thing. Interesting. Still don't know what we're doing here. You have to play 2 Innkeepers to get yourself down to the one card hand, as it were. This will be the classic Sook does nothing turn. I mean, we may get something out of the buy, I suppose. So now that's the question. Do we want... Well, and here's another question. Really, the world's just full of questions. Do we want pilgrimage? Do we even want another treasury? Do we want double Innkeeper? As long as you're discarding copper or green card, I mean, if you're holding coppers in hand, it's fine. You have to play one treasury, and then as long as everything in your hand's a copper or souk, you're fine. Or, you know, if you get rid of stuff, that's fine too. So like we know we're gonna take the treasuries already. So this hand is already pretty good for graining if we get a souk. Now how long it lasts? No idea. We may want another souk before going into it. That would have suggested pilgrimage. Or a double Innkeeper would have suggested Innkeeper, pilgrimage, and then get souk, treasury, Innkeeper, whatever, souk, double Innkeeper, or something on the next. Well, they have to be different, right? Souk, treasury, Innkeeper. On this turn would have been the play, I suppose. And maybe it is. I'm kind of thinking about just going for the green with one souk, and maybe that's crazy. Or quite bad. Again, the all VP opportunities here are pretty limited, so it's not like just don't think it works. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just really don't think it works. We might as well go 5-6, right? We could go 3-3 twice if we find the other Innkeeper, and otherwise we just know we have an Innkeeper. Yeah, that would be okay too. We don't get to scheme. I mean, we could try to get to scheme. We could do +1. The sad thing, of course, here being that we are a little further from a shuffle. Like one card further. Find the scheme, of course, is much better. Alright, so we played 2 treasuries, so we end up with 9. The question is, what do you scheme? You really need you really need to hit all the pieces, so probably the Innkeeper. Maybe we should have built for another scheme. This will be interesting to see if phika can put something together. So the silver also works. Silver or treasury works. So we just need souk. We can do 3-3 twice, which is, I guess doing 1 and 6 is the same as doing 3-3. Technically a little better. Let me think. Probably technically a little better. Do 1 and then 5 instead of 3, 3. Not sure. Maybe you get trapped in a bad spot. I don't know what that means, but it's like we need to keep this is guaranteed, but I don't think we can keep I don't think we'll get to play the research, so maybe we can. Yeah. This is a fun little deck. You know, I whined about this board. Is this the board I was whining about? I love this board. This deck is kind of fun. I always like when you have something sort of simple that just sort of runs consistently. I'm hoping there's not secretly some super thing that phika's gonna do and beat me. That would be very bad. I wouldn't appreciate that. The only like catch up stuff are investment and hunting grounds, and I just don't think you don't have really good ways to gain them. Not and consistently draw. What did they trash last time? Must have been cavalry. I think they can catch a province here, but if I don't miss a province, I should just win. Because they can't play the falconer. Yeah, they don't even have province here. I mean, they can play this way, but I mean, they can't score and play the falconer. As long as I keep trashing a card, it's very nearly golden. It's not like technically golden, but it's quite close. If I fail a trash card, then it gets a little bit hairier, but so we don't have to play this scheme, right? We know there's an Innkeeper on top anyway. So we do like this. You don't need to play the scheme. And when you see one of the pieces in your opening hand, you like know you're gonna get to the finish. There would have to be some kind of discard attack or something to miss. I think if I had one more copper trash before graining, I think it would be golden. But I'm not 100% on that. just not scoring, you know? It's like if you score 2 points for every investment, let's say you get them up to 3 points even, you get 27. I'm going to have more than that in like 2 turns. I guess there can be some bad... I've already played the treasury, so that doesn't matter. You can still, again, just go +1 and then 5. And it's... because you can always just discard the treasure that you don't want to play. Because this last card's a province. I mean, you could play it too. You just wouldn't get to trash then. And the nice thing is that even if you miss, you just kind of lose. The goldenishness just goes down slightly. It's not like it disappears. As hunting grounds. It's just, I mean, they don't have to resign, but it is fully resignable. Okay. So what's left, see, the reason it's golden is because what's left here is treasury, scheme, souk. So we'll either draw both the treasury and the scheme, or one of them. But anyway, we terminate on a souk. We've played 1 treasury. So we don't get to play the scheme. So that hurts a little bit. Of course. But we did find an Innkeeper. And now we have the scheme. So now we're good for 2 more turns. This is what I mean by it being non-goldenish, because there's a world where you find neither silver nor either of the treasuries before you terminate on the souk. It's just not super likely. Still going for it. Like here, if we don't find any of the thingies, but we do. So what's left? It's silver. Guess this isn't green either. What do we need? We need to... No, we have 2 treasuries. What can we toss? We can lose the... because it doesn't work. I mean, the issue would be... I mean, it sort of works. You could draw province as the issue. So you have to play it like this to guarantee province, I believe. Can't keep copper and whatever. Now the question is, do you stop since... well, you can't stop. You have to play with the treasury. Anyway, there's still a... oh, it's 2... it's minus... I guess it's just more minus than I thought. I didn't think that through. Because I could have played the other Innkeeper and gotten the hand size down. Well, okay. It's probably still fine. Now there's a question here of whether you keep the how to play this. We get the treasuries back on top now. That wasn't great. I could have provinced there. But I messed up. I still don't think they'll score over 20 points before I empty the provinces. Unless they... Well, no, even in that case, I don't think they will. Okay. What's the advantage of 3-3? Like, you can go... You might find a scheme in there. It's not more cards. Even if you found a scheme, it would still be okay, I think. Maybe not. I would like to not mess it up again, if possible. So the guaranteed thing... We just have to find copper, right? How many coppers are there left? I only have the one copper, then it's like another... No, it's fine. Because it'll just be a scheme. It's fine. So now we can't really play the researches anymore. Silver is still okay. We have to play a 5-6 now, right? And either find silver or a treasury. So if we bottom deck, well, actually, can pursue. Does pursue help? Did I discard anything good? No, I did not. I guess I sort of made them play out a couple of lost games for me. Hear this? I think I forgot to center the title. Oh no, the video will be mostly ruined. Do you guys think I can finish this one off? Any bets? Anyone? Any takers? Can I close it out? I guess it's never truly goldenish because of the run out of coppers are trash, but you know, real close. Real close. What would be kind of funny is to like research something somewhat expensive and then play like all three Innkeepers for 5-6. Just to try and get those darn cards out of your hand. You only need to get down to 3 cards in hand, right? If you have the silver. So like silver province, if you've like drawn and played everything, it still works. I guess lots of things work here. But we'll trash an Innkeeper or research one just for the... Even though the Innkeepers were so good to me. They were my best friends. Some would say my only friends, but... Okay, another Stockpile game where I think Stockpile looks pretty good. I don't know how much time you have to do. Maybe you have enough time with the fairgrounds. Wee bit annoying. It's not a 5-2 would probably suck pretty bad here. And then you could buy Guildhall, I guess. Not that that would be all that good. Turns out phika has a copper. I've detected a copper. One copper. I don't know, gear stockpile, gear forager. Probably good enough to draw some here. Get a workshop. Workshop's a little bit exciting. Pretty exciting stuff. I'm excited. Are you excited? Can really spiral out of control. They do have the 5-2. I don't know if you just go ahead and open. I hope they buy Herald, overpay one, just so they can play the Herald next turn and have 5 cards again. Have 5 coppers again. Just keep doing that. You could eventually hit a Herald, right? And then that would really change everything. Oh my. Okay, what? I'm gonna lose this game somehow. They're gonna buy Mastermind? Is that the plan? Or Swashbuckler? I don't get it. It's like Mandarin, only not as bad as Mandarin, but still think it's not great. I don't know. I'm fully confused. I'm so incredibly confused. Like 5-2 is bad. Why are you giving yourself 2 5-2s? I mean, it's not quite that, but I'm really sad right now. This is so weird. Gear stockpile, forager workshop. There's actually a lot of good stuff to buy. I do wonder a little bit if just like gear stockpile or gear guild hall money is like fast enough to like run away with it. But I would be a little worried about. It's not like the engine is bad at buying the other stuff. So in that sense, I'm a little bit leery of doing this. Are they going to buy Mastermind? It doesn't make any sense. You have 1 action card. I don't understand. Our gear misses, which is sad, of course, but what can you do? I do wonder about the guild hall, but maybe it doesn't. I can believe it. I could totally believe you go gear stockpile and just guild hall and empty the provinces. Like, that wouldn't shock me at all. There's no attack. Wouldn't shock me. Now you can maybe buy Mastermind. They're having better luck with the gears, right? They get to buy the gears and then draw them right away. That's always unfortunate, but this is good though. This was really good. Guess at some point we can do Changeling. But not now. We don't find the Forager, which is quite depressing. I'm depressed anyway. So we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna go Farming Village, gear. I need the money anyway. I wonder if Herald is good. We're really not doing super well on some aspects of this draw. I'm going to go back for the stockpiles in a second. I was getting ready to play a forager, but there's like no reason to just play it off like that. We can either set aside. We're still not getting any money from the foragers, which is fine. I mean, it hurts a little bit here, but we could set aside both forager and workshop. We could set aside gear and let me think. You still have the Herald. I mean, it would be nice to draw a copper for sure. What's the advantage of doing... We can do one. We can just set aside the workshop. Go ahead and get the trash in. And then set aside this gear. Buy another gear. Really not a big mastermind person. I really do wonder about the Guildhall stuff, though I haven't been drawing my gear super well, so that wouldn't have helped it, but... Okay. Do we want to stick something into the shuffle, or is that bad? I kind of want to do the... I just kind of want to gain the stockpiles when I can actually use them. But maybe I'm being too darn timid about that. We know there's a farming village in here. Like, there should be farming village and gear, I think. Maybe not. So we could get another gear. You can't set aside with this gear. Probably doesn't matter, but it's true. So far as it goes. I'm just going to lose this game. I'm gonna lose to Herald opening to trigger second 5. Don't you have to gain? Maybe wait till you're drawing. Be like me. This is gonna go bad, I know. Okay, it didn't go bad. Okay, so we're gonna go stockpile for sure. We could get a changeling. Let me think about that. We're not guaranteed to draw everything. Well, we're guaranteed not to draw everything. Let's be a little more specific. We probably do want the 2 stockpiles for sure. Maybe once we have more draw. 3, 4, 5, 6, 29, 10. So 9 should be good enough for now. Can't wait till this Herald whiffs. Oh yeah, their Herald, they've all their coppers. This is their Herald. Masterminded Herald. Very cool. Very, very cool game. And if they had a bunch of them set aside with gear, you know, I could live that. I could live with that. This is frustrating. I don't even know if they're actually close to doing anything exciting, but it still feels frustrating. It's not like this is good, but okay. At some point I need to think about adding another workshop. Probably not here. Should we get a changeling? I mean, we can just, I mean, it's better than the stockpile, right? It just has to be. You can get a swashbuckler with it. So the play here will be set aside these two. Oh, we can't get a swashbuckler if we don't. Well, it's still better than I mean, it's still better to gain a 4, I suppose. We have 9. Would like to do a little gain and play at some point, which would suggest setting aside. Okay. Do we take Awe Mastermind? I still think Mastermind is like super overrated card. Would kind of rule to get coffers. You like have to king or mastermind a workshop here. You're never getting close enough. I don't think. I guess the unfortunate thing is that if you do mastermind a workshop, for me, you maybe get pretty close to a win. It's not there, but I am slightly scared. So, like, surely they could have. Maybe they don't. I was going to say, surely they could gain and play it off this, but maybe not. Oh, they are. Okay, that makes sense. I'm a little worried about next turn for them. So again, they could still dud. They keep all these coppers in the deck. I mean, I guess they probably geared aside some draw, so that's probably not actually true. But Yeah, and also you can just top deck a swashbuckler. There you go. Okay. I kind of wanted to gain... Okay, I like super overdid draw, didn't I? So here's the question. How safe is it for me to go to lower? Probably not super safe. Probably not super safe. We have to score. But do I need to get another card to have some threat? Like, am I gonna open up workshop stockpile pile out? Because I can get some stuff here. How much money can I get? Can double. Can double. So we go workshop. Cane workshop. Can we do this and still set aside a farming village? 3, so 1, 2, 3. We can still set aside a farming village, right? We'll have 2 gear. We'll have more than 2 gears left. Okay, so it does still work. Double, I feel like, makes it tough. What do I know? Good hand. We had a good Herald. We ended up with a ton of actions. Whatever happened there, yeah. But I don't have that many coppers. I'm mostly actions. I deserve that Herald is what I'm trying to say. I don't feel like double province is overkill either, because I think I'm still be in range for doing some pile out stuff if they touch any piles at all, including the stockpiles. So, They appear to be going for something, which is never promising. They only have one more workshop, right? So in what world is this enough to score and pile out? Can you score enough while removing the stockpiles that I can't? Because I can get to 8 still while piling, right? Well, maybe not. Maybe I don't have the... Maybe I trashed too many coppers. I'm not sure exactly how much they score here, so maybe I lose. Can get an estate or a silver. Silver is probably enough, right? Still have 3 coppers. Silver gets to 5. We can potentially get, and the forger can trash 1. And we can get another coffer. So we can still buy province while emptying the farming villages. I don't know if they're even worth 10, but maybe the fairgrounds are worth 10. We would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Yeah, they're for so the fairgrounds is also a 4-pointer. Or we could go estate fairgrounds pretty easily, which would be another line. I don't know exactly how much money phika will have here. Maybe quite a lot. Well, they might have triple. Well, no. Well, they haven't played the stockpiles yet. I don't think this works. Well, it super doesn't work if you... Wait, does this just pile? Are you kidding me? I'm never playing this game again. I'm never playing this game again. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Played like garbage, but nice finish from phika there to find the ritual pile out. And I will catch you all for my last match with Shed. So take care and have a nice day.